everyone, welcome back to my channel. Guess who's back? Yep, back again. I didn't think I was gonna be back. Yep, that was pretty scary. First week was pretty scary. Didn't think I was gonna make it back, but I'm back. Anyway, short disclaimer. So I'm not feeling 100% today, so I won't be. It might be a bit blah. I'm gonna try and make sure it's not a bit blah, but my medication is kind of not working at the moment the way it should. So experiencing some weakness in my arms and in my legs and here and there, short breaths. But I am committed to putting out content. And I had told myself, while pacing myself, I'm going to put out content once a week. And I said Thursday. So tomorrow is Thursday. So I had to record today whether I'm feeling crappy or not, because I feel like it's important as well for me to film when I'm not feeling 100%, so that y'all can experience what I'm going through. So when the next person is diagnosed with myasthenia gravis and they're looking for someone living with myasthenia gravis to better relate, it's important for them to see like how some of the symptoms are and like what's going on. The difficulty with this illness is because it's kind of an invisible illness. I look normal to you. I got my makeup done. I'm sitting here. I'm talking. I look like nothing's wrong, but I feel it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the more obvious symptoms that myasthenia gravis produces are droopy eyelids. When I first got diagnosed, which I will get into in a minute, was my eyelid. This side, super droopy. So they have droopy eyelids, double vision, scary thing to have double vision 24 hours a day. And shortness of breath, obviously the muscle weakness. It's basically the muscles that get weak are your voluntary muscles. So that would be like your arms, your legs, and your throat muscles. That's pretty scary, because I remember the first time I tried to swallow and my food got stuck on my throat. That was intense. And sometimes your speech. So the first time it happened to me, was actually recently. It had never happened. My speech had never been impaired. Sorry. Yep. I had never been impaired because of this disease, but I was talking and suddenly it's like I was mumbling, like I couldn't talk properly. It felt like I was having like a stroke, like everything was just being numb. It was so scary. And then I Googled and I heard that it was part of the symptoms for myasthenia gravis. So anyway, let me get into how I got diagnosed and what were the presenting symptoms for me. And I will start from there. At the end of that, I'll explain how I want to move forward with this channel. So let's get into that. So for me, when 3 years ago, I was working for a company called Dillard's. If you've worked for retail before, you know how retail is. So I loved working there. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I was working in the fragrance department in cosmetics. We were having a new launch for Gabrielle Chanel. So we were pre-selling, and I'm one of those people, when I get stressed, I don't know I'm stressed. Like, I'll be sitting there acting like everything is normal, everything is fine, because I don't know I'm stressed. So I guess I must have been stressing. I don't know if it was the job. I don't know if it was home. I don't know what it was, but I must have been stressing or something. I woke up one morning, my eyelid, slightly down, nothing big, nothing major. I was like, whatever. Got ready, got dressed, went to work. Normal day as usual. Went home. My husband was asking me, hey, your eye. I was like, yeah, I noticed it this morning. Then when I looked, it was lower than it was this morning. You would think a normal person, that would freak them out, right? Nope. Went to bed, woke up next morning, it was lower. Nope. I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't do nothing. I went to work. So what I did was I took my hair and styled it in a way where, like that. Yeah, like a swoop. And I went to work, day as normal. My husband's like, your eye. Yeah, it's nothing. So the next day I woke up and it was halfway. At this point, I was like, okay, something's up. I went to the emergency room. There's 2 hospitals here, I should let you know. So I went to the first emergency room. They didn't know what was causing it or what was wrong. I had an MRI scan. I had some radiation. Help me out. I'll write in the bottom what I had done because clearly I can't remember. And I had different tests done, blood tests and stuff. Nothing. Everything came back normal. Sent me home. So I went home. I'm fine. I went to work the next day. Yes. You can see how obsessed I was with work. I really enjoyed my job. And then I went to bed. I woke up the next day. My eye was completely closed. Completely. I couldn't open it. I couldn't move it. So, ask me what I did. I'll wait. I went to work. Yes. Instead of calling in sick and going to see someone, I went to work. But, okay. Don't judge me yet. The reason I went to work was because I had gone to the emergency room and they couldn't tell me anything. So in my head, I was like, no one can help me. It'll get better soon, hopefully. But thing is, I wasn't freaking out. Like I said, a normal person would be freaking out. I wasn't freaking out. Yeah. So after work, I think I went home. I picked up my daughter and then I went home. And that's when I guess we talked about it. I can't remember the story word for word. But we talked about it and I ended up going to the other emergency room. And in this emergency room, they did the same test and everything, but they also contacted a neurologist. So while I was on the hospital bed, they came with a TV, phone, and the neurologist was on the phone. We had a conversation and she asked me if I was feeling numb. I wasn't. I didn't feel numb until they did the test. That's when I noticed half of me was numb. Then I started freaking out. Yeah, you'd have thought I freaked out when my eye wouldn't open, but oh well. Anyway, so I ended up getting admitted into hospital. Stayed a week. Fast forward, they did all sorts of tests. They thought I had a brain aneurysm. Now I am freaking out. Brain aneurysm. Oh my God, I was freaking out. They did more MRIs. They did a CAT scan. They did all sorts. And they finally decided to do a spinal tap. If you don't know what that is, it's when they take a huge needle into your spine and draw out some fluid. Freaking out, but I had to calm down. There was no choice. I had to find out what was wrong. And she then came up to me and said, I think you have myasthenia gravis. Okay, normally I wouldn't know what the hell myasthenia gravis is, but I had been watching Empire. And if you've watched Empire before, Lucius had myasthenia gravis, but they thought it was ALS before because myasthenia gravis gets misdiagnosed so much. And when she said that, I said, no, she's crazy. I don't have that. Because in my head, I was thinking of the episode where Lucius actually had a crisis and he was bedridden and he couldn't move. They had to put a tube down to feed him and him to breathe and stuff like that. I freaked out for a millisecond, but I then convinced myself she's crazy. I don't have myasthenia gravis. I don't. You're crazy. I was convinced. I was convinced I didn't have it. I thought she made a mistake, whatever. But she said she thought I had it. Nothing's confirmed. So what they did was they did some tests and they said in 2 weeks we'll have the results. I was like, can I go home? They're like, sure. There's nothing you can do here. I'd been in hospital for a week then. I was over it. I was ready to go home. Please ask me what I did when they let me go home. I called my manager, convinced him and the assistant manager to let me come to work. I don't know what I was thinking. Like when I think back to it now, I really don't know what I was thinking because I had just had a spinal tap. I had just had surgery. Yes, it's not major surgery, but I had just had surgery. And after a while, they agreed. I went to work. And like I said, we were pre-selling for a fragrance called Gabrielle Chanel. I managed to get 3 pre-sales. Then I went home. When I sat in my car to drive home, that's when reality hit. That you need to fix up. Like, this is not fun. I was hurting from head to toe. That's when I finally noticed that, yeah, this is real. But again, I put it towards surgery. My back was hurting, but my muscles on my legs and my arms, they just felt weak and it felt strange, but it didn't register in my head what it was. After 2 weeks, fast forward, after 2 weeks, I got a call and rewind. They gave me the Myasthenia gravis medicine to start taking. So I started taking it. My eye started getting better. I forgot an important fact. I had double vision while my eye was getting droopy day by day. So when I would drive, I saw 2 lanes, 2 sets of cars. So I was driving to work with one eye and I couldn't see properly. Yeah, but I'm normal. Anyway, sorry. So the vision started becoming normal and my eyes started going back to normal. And yeah, the medicine started making me feel sick though. So I called the neurologist's office to let her know that. And the nurse told me I don't have myasthenia gravis. I can stop taking the medication. So I was happy. I don't have myasthenia gravis. I can stop taking the medication. So I stopped. Yeah, I stopped taking the medication. Symptoms were fine. I don't know if because the medication has started working. I don't know. I didn't get the symptoms back for a while. 3 months later, double vision comes back. My eye gets droopy. I go see an eye specialist. And he said, I think you have myasthenia gravis. I said, no, I got tested. I don't have it. And he said, everything you're describing to me, classic case of myasthenia gravis. They told me to call the neurologist again and find out what's going on. Called the neurologist. She asked me to come in. Let me fix up for this one. I went into her office. I sat down. She came in. She stormed in, might I add. She stormed in mad. She was so upset. Why did you stop taking the medication? Why haven't you been here to see me? Why? You could be dead right now. She said, I could be dead right now. I swallowed hard. I couldn't even talk. She was so mad. I couldn't talk. When she finished talking, I didn't know if I should catch an attitude with her or if I should calm down. But like I said, when she said you could be dead right now, it took me back a little bit. So I was like, first of all, I would like you to speak to me properly. But second of all, your nurse told me I don't have this disease to stop taking it. So I'm not understanding what's going on right now. She said, no, you do have myasthenia gravis. The results came in and you have myasthenia gravis. You should have been taking your medication. You should have been here to see me and all sorts. Anyway, my diagnosis was a horrible experience. So yeah, end result, I did have myasthenia gravis. Thank God I didn't die. Thank God I didn't have any major complications. And when she meant I could be dead by now, she meant because myasthenia gravis, when you go into a crisis, it can go from 0 to 100 real quick, especially when it starts affecting your respiratory muscles and you can't breathe. So yeah, that's what she meant by I could be dead. Because had I gone into a crisis and I couldn't breathe, then went to the hospital and they didn't know I had myasthenia gravis, things could have gone left. That's what she meant. But after we talked, we sorted it out, and yeah, we're good now. However, I might add, she's not my neurologist anymore. I found a different one. Not gonna mention why, but yeah, I found a different one, and he's amazing. I love him. I'm hoping to do Q&A with him soon. So my next appointment, I'm going to ask him, let him know I started a YouTube channel, and I'm going to ask him if we can do a Q&A. He's an amazing guy. He used to be chief of surgery as well. No, not chief of surgery, chief of something. I'm going to let you know right here. But yeah, he's very knowledgeable, and I think he could be a great asset to this channel to let people know more about myasthenia gravis in a more medical terminology. Anyway, I've talked y'all ear off. That kind of went in a different direction than I had when I first started recording. But quick facts about myasthenia gravis. Myasthenia gravis is a very rare autoimmune disease that affects voluntary muscles. So the reason it affects voluntary muscles is basically because the transmission between the nerve impulses and the muscles, when they communicate, there's something interrupts the communication, so they don't communicate well. So my muscles get weak. I get weaker and weaker. But I am on a medication called no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce what my medication is called. So I will put it right here. Yeah. So I have to take that 3 times a day, every day, for life. Some patients do go into remission when they're on myasthenia gravis, and then you don't have to take a medication until obviously symptoms start up again. But so far, the only time I went into remission was on my 1st and 2nd trimester of pregnancy. That will be another video where I tell you my experience with that. But yeah, so far I take it every day. And recently, because I've been having a lot of crises, I've been put on steroids, hence the chubbiness. I will show you before and after pictures of myself. Like, I gained literally on the steroids, because when I went into hospital, they gave me 60 milligrams of steroids to take every day. I literally gained over 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Yeah. So I have to take steroids in combination with my everyday medication just to boost the medication to help me out. But like I said earlier, I'm experiencing muscle weakness, so it's kind of not working. Yeah. So when that doesn't work, when you end up in hospital, there's a treatment called IVIG, which is hemoglobin that they put into you using an IV. I'll go into more detail about treatments at a different video, but I just wanted to come here and kind of tell you how I got diagnosed and a little bit more about the disease. So yeah, pretty much it. But following videos will be consisting on life expectancy with this disease, life, if it's life-threatening, and how most people are affected and stuff like that. And then I'll have a video on treatments. I'll also have a video on everyday life, like exercising, how that's impacted exercising, and what doctors recommend. I'll also, like I said, have a video hopefully with my neurologist. And I know there's surgery that can be done for other patients with myasthenia gravis. and we'll talk about that and stuff and why I won't do surgery. And if there's anything else that you want to know about it, please comment below, let me know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you want, notification bell as well. But thank you guys for coming here and hearing me out and experiencing this with me. It's comforting. It really is. Thank you guys. Bye.